And welcome to our week number 4 Twitch live stream for my intro psych class. I hope everyone is doing well. It's the day before Halloween. I cannot believe tomorrow is Halloween. So I hope everyone is hanging in there, excited. I'm definitely ready to eat lots of candy and do some trick-or-treating with my kids tomorrow. So again, I hope everyone is doing well. We are in the middle of weeks 3 and 4, so I want to go over week number 4 with you this week, since that is where we are at. I see lots of you getting your name in the chat. Can you all hear me and see me okay? Can someone let me know if everything's coming through clearly? So just give me a thumbs up or a yes in the chat, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Awesome. Okay, great. Thank you so much. So let's go ahead and head over to Canvas together. And again, we are right here in weeks 3 and 4, technically in week number 4. And so what I want to go over this week is everything we have going on. Obviously, if you haven't done week number 3, be sure to still do that. Sorry if you can hear my dog barking in the background. But week number 4, we are looking at chapters 7 and 8. So we're looking at the chapter on memory and cognition, to, again, kind of core topics to psychology. And as always, you're going to want to do 3 things with each chapter, right? 1, read the chapter in the ebook. 2, read through the lecture. And 3, watch the lecture video. So make sure you do all 3 of those for chapters 7 and 8. You then do have 2 discussions and an exam this week, so let's spend a few minutes taking a look at those 2 things together. Discussion 7 is related to memory, and as always, you have my instructions at the top, followed by a little video. Don't forget to really elaborate in your responses. Think about them like little mini papers and give me lots of detail. Show me that you understand the materials. And then don't forget that peer response, which is worth 2 points. Definitely an easy 2 points, and I would hate for you to miss them. So this one is related to memory. If you were taking this class with me in person, you would have to actually memorize this, but you get to kind of do the easy route. Make sure you watch my video, and in the video I'm going to give you a 28-digit sequence of letters and numbers. If you had to memorize this 28-digit sequence and you have no way of writing it down, all you have is your memory, you're going to write about how would you hold on to it for a matter of seconds, and then how would you hold on to it for a matter of days. And it really should be very different strategies. So as a hint, I put this here for you. I'm looking for you to give me different methods. So when you're memorizing it for seconds, it's going to be a different focus than if you were doing it for days. When you give me your method, make sure you describe it, define it. Let's say you come up with a story, share the story. If you chunk it, how did you chunk it? So make sure that you're really detailed in what you do. Then you're going to describe 2 specific strategies that you could use to help remember content when studying for an exam. So make sure you elaborate again and kind of describe how that information could help you. And then do you have any personal tips for memory that you would like to share? What are some strategies that you use in your personal life to help you remember important information? So when you're ready, you'll hit reply, and then don't forget to also reply to a classmate to get those 2 points. So that one's discussion 7. Let's take a look at discussion number 8. We'll wait for it to load. Discussion 8, again, you have my instructions at the top. Same thing as we just talked about with discussion 7. Don't forget to watch the video. It's kind of an older video. But for this one, you're looking at intelligence. So how would you define intelligence? You can give me a definition. You can describe attributes that you think of with somebody who is intelligent. What are some things that you can do to increase your intelligence? And then the biggest points on this discussion is this last one. There are 3 characteristics that a good test should have to be considered a good test of intelligence. What are those 3 characteristics? Make sure you define them, describe them. You could give me examples, but really, really elaborate on this last one. This is where the majority of your points are. So don't forget to not only describe them, but define them and maybe even give me an example. And then, of course, reply to a classmate, as always, to get those 2 points. We also have exam number 2 this week, and a lot of you did so well on the first exam. And this is a very similar style and format. If you did great on the last exam, approach this one similarly, and hopefully you'll be in really good shape. There is a study guide right underneath it. So if you click on that, you can see all of the terms and concepts you need to know for the exam are on the study guide. So chapters 5, 6, 7, and 8 are the chapters for this one. So make sure that you know all these terms, right? Know everything that's on here. If it's on here, it will be on the exam. If it's not on here, you don't need to worry about it. If it were me, and again, it's totally up to you, but if it were me, I would type all of these things out and I'd have it in front of me. That way I'm not trying to find it during the exam. I can easily reference it on that study guide. But do make sure that you study and prepare like you would for a normal test. And of course, you can use your notes as a good point of reference for yourself if you need them during the exam. So a couple of reminders. Don't forget that the exam is on the ebook site. It's worth 75 points. And just like everything else from these 2 weeks, it's due by Sunday night at 11:59 p.m. And definitely don't wait all the way till Sunday night. We do potentially have some rain coming this weekend, and it's been a little windier. So, make sure that you give yourself enough time and don't wait till the last minute. I would also really encourage you to study and prepare and be ready and organized before you click start. So what that means for me is that you have studied, you know all the terms on that study guide. Hopefully you have a nice 75-minute chunk of time. You have a quiet place to take the exam. You have good internet connection, all of those things. And again, if you're trying to look up every answer, you're going to be really short on time. So I would really recommend that you've prepared, and I would have that study guide if it were me, just to reference it in case I needed it. So again, the exam's on the ebook site. It's open until Sunday night, so make sure you complete it. I'll remind you one more time that, I tend to be really strict about deadlines. So if something comes up between now and Sunday night, make sure you reach out to me before the deadline. If you want any kind of consideration of an extension, if you reach out to me before the deadline, I'm more than happy to work with you. Even 1 minute after the deadline, it's unfortunately going to be too late. So just please keep that in mind. I really feel awful when it's too late for you to turn something in. So if something comes up, reach out to me before the deadline. I do have a couple of quick reminders for you that I'll give you. The first one, as always, make sure you double check your subscription status. A lot of people have kind of fallen off or will fall off because it's only good for 30 days and we're at the kind of 30-day, 4-week mark. So just make sure you double check that really quickly. The other reminder, and I cannot believe that next week is November, but let me put this in the chat for you. So let me bring this up. Our next Twitch live stream will be on Wednesday, November 6th at 11:45 a.m. Again, hard to believe that next week is November. It'll be Thanksmas starting next week, right? Everything will be Christmas and getting closer. So don't forget to write that down on your calendar. Remember, we're at 11:45 now, just so I do have time to get home and have a good connection with all of you. Let me also give you the extra credit question for the week. So this is the week number 4, Twitch extra credit. I'm going to put it here in the chat. Something that might help you a little bit in your studying for the exam. What does it mean that our short-term memory can hold 7 plus or minus 2 pieces of information? What does it mean that our short-term memory can hold 7 plus or minus 2 pieces of information? And when you're ready to answer that, because we're in week 4, you'll go to optional Twitch extra credit 4 right here and click on it. And then up at the top, you'll click on start assignment, which brings up the box where you can type your response. And then when you're ready, go ahead and hit submit to get your confetti burst and flowers, right? Who knows what's it gonna do? It's something different every week. So definitely take advantage of this. You have all the way until Sunday night to submit that, and you can still do the one from last week as it's part of this 2 weeks. And I'm glad so many of you have been taking advantage of that. I think those points are going to be really helpful. Other than that, kind of short and sweet, we're at about 15 minutes or so. What I will do is I will hang out for a few minutes if you do have any questions for me. Otherwise, I hope you all have a fantastic, fun, safe Halloween. I would tell you not to eat too much candy, but I plan to eat way too much candy. So no, I won't tell you that, but just be safe. Take care of yourselves. I hope you have a fun time. And when I see you next, it will be November. Hard to believe, but next week is November. So I'm going to minimize my video so I'm not staring at myself, but I will hang out for a little bit if you have any questions. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I will hope to see you next week. Thank you. You as well. Thank you. Thank you. Happy Halloween. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you all have a wonderful week. And again, I am still here. If any of you have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer them. And if you think of something later, of course, feel free to email me. So it looks like everyone has logged off on my end. I'm not seeing anyone on here, but if you think of any questions, feel free to email me. Otherwise, have a wonderful rest of your week. Happy Halloween, and I'll see you all next week.